Imagine a man alone in his room, his thoughts heavy as he wrestles with questions that cut to the core of his existence. His torment doesn't stem from what others say or do, but from the inescapable voice of his conscience. What governs this inner struggle? What rule silently dictates his every choice, even when he wishes to escape it? Today we step into the mind of Immanuel Kant, the philosopher who uncovered the hidden moral law that governs our lives. This law is so profound that it liberates us even as it binds us, offering freedom, but at a price many of us are unwilling to pay. Act 1. The Law Written in Darkness. Kant's philosophy begins where Dostoevsky's stories often dwell, in the deep recesses of the human soul, grappling with guilt, fear, and the crushing weight of moral responsibility. At the heart of Kant's vision is the categorical imperative: act only according to that maxim by which you can, simultaneously, will that it should become a universal law. This principle seems deceptively simple. Consider the temptation to tell a small lie. It feels harmless and justified even. But ask yourself, what would happen if everyone lied in similar situations? The world would unravel, trust itself would dissolve. The categorical imperative exposes every lie, every selfish act, as a betrayal not just of others but of the very foundation of morality. It is here that Kant's thought aligns with Dostoevsky's. In Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov rationalizes his crime, believing himself above moral law. Yet the unrelenting voice of his conscience tortures him, whispering that no logic or justification can erase the truth of what he has done. This is the essence of Kant's moral law, an internal judge that cannot be silenced or evaded. It is both our captor and our guide, holding us accountable in ways that no external authority ever could. Act 2. Freedom through obedience. The moral law, paradoxically, is the path to freedom. Kant insists that true freedom is not doing whatever we want but living in alignment with the rational, universal principles of the moral law. To obey this law is not submission, it is the highest form of autonomy. When we act according to moral law, we are no longer slaves to our impulses, desires, or fears. Yet this freedom feels heavy. How often do we falter, choosing the easier path over the right one? Dostoevsky might call this the tragedy of human weakness, a constant war between our higher selves and baser instincts. Kant, however, sees something nobler. To struggle is to affirm our humanity. Every time we act morally, even at a high cost, we assert our dignity as rational beings capable of rising above mere survival. But this is no comforting truth. Kant's moral law does not forgive or forget. It shines a cold, relentless light on our failures and demands that we face them. The law holds up a mirror to our soul, revealing the stark gap between who we are and who we could be. Act 3. The Abes of Responsibility. Kant's vision offers no escape from the crushing weight of responsibility. The moral law demands perfection, and in our imperfection, we are left to grapple with guilt, shame, and the knowledge that we will fall short. Here, Kant meets Dostoevsky's darkest insights. In The Brothers Karamazov, Ivan questions the possibility of morality without divine judgment. But Kant answers, even in the absence of God, the moral law within us remains relentless and inescapable. This hidden rule controls your life. It is not imposed by society, religion, or external authority. It is written into the fabric of your rational mind, binding you to the highest standard of human conduct. You cannot run from it, nor can you bargain with it. To break the moral law is to hurt yourself. And yet, there is hope in the struggle. For Kant, redemption lies not in perfection but in striving. Every time we choose integrity over deceit, justice over convenience, we affirm our place in the moral order of the universe. This striving, though fraught with pain, is what makes us human, Act 4. The silent heroism of everyday morality. There is a quiet heroism in following Kant's hidden rule, a heroism that Dostoevsky would recognize as the silent battle of the soul. It is not the grand, dramatic gestures that define us, but the small, unseen acts of moral courage. The moments when we choose to return a lost wallet, speak the truth when lying would be easier, or show kindness to someone who expects none are the victories of the moral law. Kant teaches us that the moral life is not glamorous and does not often win the admiration of others. It is a profound personal journey marked by doubt, pain, and solitude. Yet, in these quiet struggles, we discover the essence of freedom. Every time we obey the moral law, we transcend the chaos of our instincts and affirm the nobility of our rational, ethical nature. Act 5. The endless search for meaning. To live by Kant's moral law is to embrace a life of profound meaning, though not necessarily of comfort. It demands that we look beyond our desires and consider the greater good, asking with every choice, what if everyone acted as I do? This question cuts to the heart of our existence, forcing us to see our actions as threads in the vast tapestry of humanity. Dostoevsky's characters often find redemption in suffering, and Kant would agree that suffering is inevitable for those who take the moral law seriously. But this suffering is not in vain. It is a sign that we are awake to the actual weight of our choices, alive to the responsibility that comes with freedom. In this awareness, painful though it may be, we find the seeds of a life worth living, a life guided by integrity, purpose, and an unyielding commitment to the truth. Conclusion: the rule that liberates. The hidden rule that controls your life is not a punishment but a gift. It does not dictate your actions through fear or force, but through the quiet conviction that you are capable of greatness. It invites you to rise above the pettiness of self-interest and live a life of profound meaning and dignity. The next time you face a moral choice, remember this. The moral law within you is both your judge and your liberator. To follow it is not to lose your freedom, but to embrace it fully. So I leave you with this question: what would your life look like if you lived every moment in alignment with this hidden rule? What do you see in the mirror of your conscience?